Yeah. If anybody is in the outside room, no problem for joining. Huh? So
Good evening, sir.
as of now, total attendance is 31. My sound is clear, no?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Shall I speak little louder or it is sufficient?
It's all right, sir.
sufficient, sir.
Okay. So I think it is a continuous class from 5 p.m. onward. People are continuing the classes. So I think, have you taken any rest or some snacks and all these things?
Ma'am ended the class at 7, so we had an hour of break.
Yeah, because you see, there's a long time online class. I don't know, there is no gap in between. So what time it has finished? Earlier than last classes, what time it has finished?
So 7 to
7 o'clock.
You have it?
Yes. 7:15.
Yeah, 7:15.
7:50. 7:15. Huh?
Yeah, 1-5.
Okay. So then at least half an hour you have to take a rest. Okay, fine. So anyway, so I think it is a math subject. I don't know how much attention and how much energy you have. Anyhow, math is very today's subject, today's topic is your determinant, and it is the first block, first unit. I hope you have gone through the syllabus, your BCS-12, and it is in the first semester. It is a very important courses. Out of 5 years, this is a very important course because, as you know, you can see your credit. I mean, there are 4 credit is given in BCS-12, and your English also. APG-02 English also 4 credit. It seems that number of credits means it is very important, because in your BCA, you should have a strong enough in mathematics, because it is your foundation. So if you're good enough in English and mathematics, then your value will be increased. I mean, in the end of the day, I mean, when you complete the BCA, then you will be more confident. So in the first semester, this is a basic mathematics, because this mathematics will help you in the second semester, third and fourth, and up to the 6 semesters. So all are in basic parts. Maybe I hope some of the students are in math background. In the class of 11 and 12, you have a math subject, and those who don't have any math, those are not in having a math in the 11, 12. So they will be a little hard work will be there. You have to do something more. As I told you during the induction program, then just can you tell me or raise your hand, whatever it is, those are not having the math background. Those who are the math, don't have the math. Anybody is there? Okay, Anil Sengupta and Kumar and okay. So there are, I hope you raised the hand means you don't have the math, is it not? Okay. So don't worry, I just give you some of the, okay. Yes, okay. So I read it in the chat box, no problem. So now, I think some students are, as per my record, is showing 31 attendance, but I've seen in the chat box that in there are 59. I don't know. All are attendance are given or not? I didn't. Because I in auto mode, my automatic monitoring the attendance. So anyhow, you have to take care about your attendance also. Anyway. So for a moment, you can switch on your camera so that I can take a snapshot. So please come, please switch on your camera. Mic you can mute, no problem. So please come. Okay, Sanjay, Subhash, Jones, Aman, Mohit, Astagi, so 50 and others. So anyway, that's all. So I can take a some snapshot. Let's see it has come or not. Yes, it has come, no problem. So I can save it. This is a formality. Okay. So now we can, because of the internet problem, network problem, you can switch off your camera so that your network will be better. You can, or otherwise as usual, otherwise you can on your camera, there's no problem. I think better you can switch off your camera as you like. Okay. So before start, if any doubts or one or two questions, what do you expect from the BCS-12? Because you see there are matrix, one of the important, then your complex number is very important. I'm just try to emphasize which are really required for your second semester, third semester, and fourth semesters, and total BCA courses. Matrix very important. Okay. Then your complex number is important. Then your differential calculus is important. And integral also, definitely in the calculus in total differential, integral, whatever it is, derivatives, whatever it is, that is also important. And the vectors. There are two chapters in vector 1 and vector 2. So both the chapters are important. And finally, your linear programming, the last unit of your block 4, linear programming. So these, what I am telling now, these 3-4 chapters are very, very important, not only your first semester, even though in your second, third, fourth, and sixth semester also. And after that also, when you go for the MCA or any further studies or even in the service also, that chapters which I am now telling you, talking you, so that all these chapters in the mathematics, throughout the life it will be required. So try to clear the concept of matrix, calculus, and your vectors, complex numbers, that you have to clear the concept. If any doubts, you can ask me and try to clarify here itself so that in the time of exam, you will not be face any problem. As far as my concern, last 10 years I am in this field in the mathematics, IGNU, as well as from the Amity University and other universities also. I given the lecture on mathematics, and recently in the Guana, in the online foreign, in the abroad also. So everywhere it is required. So anyhow, so before start, if anyone can want to say something, because interaction is required, so that I should know before start the matrix or determinant. So if any doubts in your mind, who can tell? So otherwise I can ask something with a name, suppose for Aman Tewari. If you are in the online, you are listening, Aman, you just tell me, what are the area you are lacking or you are strong in the mathematics? Aman, are you here?
Sir, yes, sir. I'm listening.
So tell me, what do you feel? You have a math background or not?
Yeah, I was from math background, but my
You have a math background. Fine. So then
yeah,
you
but my mathematics is weak. Yeah, but my
weak. Okay, doesn't matter. So matrix, you heard the name, the matrix determinant, that you can recall it, is it not? In your school time? Yes,
yes, sir.
Aman?
Yes,
Because what I
yes,
am discussing with you, so that other students are all listening. So don't
yes,
hesitate to ask anything. Okay? Because through
yes,
you, these conversations, I try to convey the others also. So somebody has to say something, then it will be very easy for me to go ahead, is it not? So if you can't say something, doesn't matter. So determinant, can you tell me what is the determinant? I will explain, no problem.
Uh,
What is
determinant is
the
uh, I, it lets solve the matrices. It, like we are given some set of number in a box, right? And
set of elements? Okay,
numbers, a set of elements.
okay.
So we have to solve it by its
Some set
rows
of
and
array.
columns.
Actually, technically, it is some set of array. It is arranged in a row
Yeah.
wise or column wise within a bracket forms. So that we are calling the determinant, isn't it?
Yes.
And what about the elements are there? All are
Elements.
element of determinant, isn't it?
Okay.
So now, okay, I think it is now clear now. No problem. So what are finding actually? What the things we are finding from this? Okay, because determinant and matrix are a part of puzzle. It is a complementary because matrix within the bracket we are putting all these elements are called as a matrix forms. But determinants actually we are calculating the value of the elements. When we are achieving the value of the elements, we are talking is a determinant value. Okay, that you just. So
Okay.
now, okay, then can say something. There are so many things. Your determinants are different in order. Order two, order
Sir,
three. That I'll show you in the
sir,
sharing mode. I have a presentations. So let's discuss, clarify the concept. Then we go for the sharing presentation. Then it will be more clear. I think somebody has wanted to say something. Who is on the line?
yes, sir, I'm Akash.
Okay, tell me.
Sir, can you please again explain the difference between the matrix and the determinant?
Okay, actually, as I can read out the thing, that will be more clarified because you have to write something. The value of determinant, okay, in the order of 2 is equal to the product of the elements. So in simple way, matrix and determinant as well, we saying the array of elements. Okay, arranging some sort of arrangement, we can say it is a matrix. But when we are derive the value, that we call is a determinant. Means, suppose for example, within the array there are 9 box. Okay, so within the box something is there, and purity, unpurity things. You don't know the which quality you have. There are 9 boxes. Some materials are there, and you have to. You can say it is a matrix, but when you are identify within the all the boxes the value of these things by the uh, uh, by the process of determining process is there, by this process, that value we call is a determinant. Otherwise, in a dictionary meaning, you see the determinant, determine, when you are decided some of the things, it is a good things. How? By calculating the things, comparing the others, is it not? So there are so many rows, so many elements are there. Out of that, which one is the best value are coming? So this is basically the talking about the determinant. So I'll give you some of the notes also, so that you should not confuse. So you can note down the notes also. Okay, what I am saying, it is in the written form that I will show shortly. I will show you. If that type of question are coming in the exam, you can nicely you can write all these things. Anything else? Akash, okay, this is a question, a very good question, because you should know what is the difference between matrix and determinant. Another symbolically, you can remember it. The matrix always in the bracket, in the third bracket, on both sides. But in determinant, we are putting a some node, only mode. Just simply one line. We draw the line only in the both sides. not bracket. That is the one, another difference is there. So identify the which is the determinant and which is the matrix. You have to see the symbol. That is also things. Suppose you are calculating the determinant, so at the end you have to put some line on it. I mean, that is a mode symbols. But don't put in a bracket. Once it is in bracket, then it is a matrix. Anyway, so anything else? Anything in your doubt in your mind? Another thing I'm telling you before things, you have to go through the basic addition, subtractions, multiplication, and division, because it is very required in the during the calculation of determinant, because lot of diagonally you have to cross connection, cross multiplication is there. Then you have to somewhere you have to subtract the things. Okay, Kumar Anand wants to say something. He raised his hand. Kumar, tell me which you want to know. Kumar Anand. Okay, no problem. Kumar said, no, sir. Go ahead. Okay, fine. So now, so I think better we can now go for the sharing mode, because it's a mathematics, until and unless we show the presentation, then after the presentation, then we can again discuss. So let's start the sharing mode. Okay, fine. Huh? It is coming, na? If it is not coming, tell me.
Yes, sir, it's coming.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. It is coming, na?
Yes,
It is,
sir.
Yes, sir.
okay. So now determinants. I've given for you, determinant is a special number associated with any square matrix. Just mind it is special number. Then determinants usually arise in connection with the linear equations. So how it is connected during the linear equation, it is required. Now third is linear equations can have one or more variables and useful in the analysis and solution of the system, which is involved 2 or 3 variables. Okay. And third point is, but these methods are not helpful, whereas a large number of equations involve more than 3 variables. So that's why we are required to determine the matrix. That's why it is coming. That is why few other methods are involved for such equations such as matrix and determinant. Through these, when the order is more, because normal calculations cannot be achieved, so that we cannot give you solutions. That's why we require matrix determinant to solve the critical analysis when the large number of equations appears. Okay, so if coming regarding the determinant, so this is the way you have to write it. Another point is, so we have to learn matrix and determinant, addition, multiplication of two matrices, obtain the determinant of matrix, and compute the inverse of a matrix and determinant. So all these things we have to learn. Some methods are grammar rules, inverse methods, findings of the minors, cofactors, etc. So this is the type of matrix we have to one by one we have to discuss and learn here itself. Okay, so now this is the over. I think some of the idea you have now, and after that you go through this and then slowly you understand all these things. Here you see some of things, spatial number, then I'm just give you something, 2 and 3 variables, you cannot achieve the solution. That's why the determinant and is required. If somebody asks why it is required, so then you can say because of this, when the such large number of equations are involved, especially in the 3 variables, so we have to require matrix and determinant. Because in the computer science, you see the matrix and determinant, what the way it is helping to the computer science. That's why the matrix and determinant you have to learn very carefully. Okay, then you can say if you understand the matrix and determinant very nicely, then you can say I am a good computer engineer or good computer program analyzer. So you have to clear about these things. Anyway, so this is the way. Thanks. So I can go for some of the examples for determinant and all these things. So now I close this and see other things. Straight away I go for okay, I can show you some other things more clarified. Last time I prepared for this another purposes, so where the same thing I can show you what is the matrix. I think 2 times back somebody has asked what the matrix. In mathematics, a matrix there's actually is a plural numbers matrices. In matrix and matrices is plural. Is a rectangular array or table of numbers, symbols, or expressions arranged in rows and columns. It means it not necessarily all the time only the numbers will be there. It may be a lambda, it may be alpha, it may be beta. So other numbers are also there. There are different expressions will be there. Symbols also may be there. So you can see in the higher one, in the 4th semester, in statistical numericals, there also matrices you can see within the number some other things are also there. So we can call all these things are a matrix, so which is used to represent a mathematical object or a property of such an object. For example, this is we can say it is a matrix. So this is the symbol of this, and within this matrix, what are the numerical? It may be a minus symbol, it may be a plus symbol, it may be. In this case, now you see there are 2 rows. There are 2 rows and there are 3 columns. So you have to write 2 into 3. So here in the bottom you can write 2 into 3. Okay. So 2 into 3 matrix. We can say it is a 2 into 3 matrix. Don't say 3 into 2 because always you have to write row first and then column. Column and row, no. We can't say the matrix is 3 into 2. No, you have to say it 2 into 3. Always remember row first into then column. Okay. I'm telling you all these basic things. Maybe some of the students knows all everything. So those are already knows. It is for them it is a recall or repetition, or you can say some sort of recalling all these things. And those are the fresh, so you can remember that way. So is a matrix with 2 rows. Just now I told you 2 rows and 3 columns. One say often a 2 by 3 matrix. You can say other way 2 by 3 matrix, or 2 into 3, 2 into 3 columns, whatever the way. So a 2 into 3 matrix, or we can say matrix of dimension 2 into 3. So this type of things are normally not usable. You can say 2 into 3 matrix. Now coming to determinant. In mathematics, the determinant is a scalar value that is a function of the entries of a square matrix. Function of a entries means there are maybe 6 entries, 9 entries, whatever entries of a square matrix. It allows characterizing some property of the matrix and the linear map represented by the matrix. It is that after the clear the concept, you have to write in this way. Here you see the point is determinant. As I told you, we are calculating the value. Basically, we are just calculating the value. And purification means characterizing we allow the character of the properties of the matrix. Means what type of matrix it is. This matrix is a very good matrix, bad matrix, or what type, zero matrix, or what type of matrix, that characteristics or the quality we can say, we can also identify from the determinant. Anyway, that will come slowly. Let A11, A12, A21. It means actually normally you have to read out in such a way. This is one of the elements. First row, first column. This is first row, second column. That is second row, first column. Second row, second column. This is the way it is written. Be the any 4 numbers, the real or complex, it is denoted by, as I told you, denoted by mode or determinant, DET, determinant in bracket A, or simply delta. So there are so many symbols are there. Different books are different symbols. So most of the symbols are like this. You can put a bar, 2 lines in between A. So that is the symbol of determinant. Some of the books are written DT in bracket A. Some of the books are putting delta, determinant delta like this. So everything are same. Symbol is changes. Different book authors are written like this way. So it is 2 order. So this is the determinant symbol. You see again that this symbol has changed. And now A11, A12, A21, and this is a determinant of this. Now it is represent the number. Now you see you multiply these things. A11 into A22, cross multiplications from right side, right diagonals. Minus this thing, A21 into A12. Then left sides. Then we call this the determinant of order 2. When you are getting the value of whatever the value is coming, we can say call the determinant of 2 orders. That is a 2 order means there are 2 rows and 2 columns. So you can say it is a 2 order. If suppose there are 3 rows and 3 columns, we can say 3 order. If it is a 4 rows and 4 columns, then we can say order 4. So this is the way it is increasing. So anyhow, In the two order, it is very simple. You can simply multiply this one, then minus symbol will come, and then multiply this one. So you can get it. Now, the numbers A1, A12, whatever the four elements are called elements. That is called the elements of the determinant, and the number of these things is called the value. Actually, as I told you in earlier, everywhere value. That's why I'm putting an underline. So from this determinant, we are getting the value of the determinant. So we are achieving the value of this. When you are minus it, some figure will come. It may be 10, it may be a 12, whatever the things are coming, that is basically the determinant. Okay. I hope now it is clear now. What is the actually determinant? Now it is clear now. The value of a determinant of the order of 2 is equal to the product of the elements along with the principal diagonal minus the product of the off diagonal elements. It is just like a in the written it is given. I put a asterisk mark and bold, means what are the things as given? That same thing. The diagonally it is product of these two principal diagonals, then off diagonal. It is called principal diagonals. Normally left corner, left top to right bottom, we are calling that is a diagonal, principal diagonal. And from left to right means left bottom to right top, that is called your optional diagonals or off diagonals, whatever it is. But this is the principal diagonal. So principal diagonals multiplication of the product minus this one is called the your determinant. So that's why it is written like this. It's called the value of this. Determinant order equal to product of the elements along with the principal diagonal minus the product of the off diagonal elements. Okay. Now you see, so for example, 4 minus 3. So this is the principal diagonal. First principal diagonal you have to multiply it, then minus sign will come, then your off diagonals means 5 into minus 7. So after calculating, you will get it 23. This is the value of the determinant. So this is the way we are achieving the 23. So there are 2 rows and 2 columns in a determinant of order 2. In a matrix, the number of this same thing. I just repeating all these things. So I think I need not to go all these things because it is already written in the books also. You can go through the materials also, same thing. So main idea is how to multiplication and what the result will be there. In this case, you see simply 12 minus 2. So 10 is coming. So that is your determinant value. Another, while the matrices, you see in this case, this is a determinant. But in the case of matrix, if we consider it as a matrix, then it is a no numerical value because you're not getting anything. It is simply elements or arranging some of the elements. So for achieving the determinant, you have to calculate in this way. In this case it is 10. And this case it is a 10. So we can say this is equal to this. So both the determinant are same. Okay. But in the case of matrix, it is a no numerical values because only it is an arrangement. So value is same in this case, but in the case of matrix, you see, just I'm trying to differentiate. In this case, you see the value is same, 10. This case is also 10. But you see if you see in the matrix form, here is 4 and 2 different elements. 1 and 3 different element. In this case 10, 6, 5, 4 different element. But in the case of value, both are the same. But if we consider it as a matrix, it is not same. You see, that's why it is a not equal to. But if we put a bracket, if we consider it as a matrix, then it may not be same. But determinant may be same. So this should be keep in mind. Now here's another example. This is the 3 order. Now it is the order 3. Slides is clear, na? I think everybody are. I think in between I should ask if any doubts. Any doubts are there so far? Any doubts? Hello?
No, sir.
It's clear, na? Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So is the determinant of a third. Now third order simply in this case, see when you are achieving the value determinant of this type of things. So first you consider this element A11. So you have to write it A11. Then you put a determinant symbol and you just simply first row and first column you just remove temporarily. You can put it on paper, you put it on some scale, whatever it is. Then remaining portions are coming, you can write straight away. You see in this case, A11, first one, first column we are considering. When you are determining this element, so particular this row and particular this along with the this element, row wise and column wise, these things you can simply delete mentally, okay? Or balance things you can write it. Then minus symbol will come automatically. Then you consider A12, this element. So when you are considering this element, straight away this first row and second column, because you see the along with these things, you can delete it. Temporarily you can remove it. So what are the remaining? A21, A31, and this side A23 and A33, you can simply write it. अब इसको हटा दीजिए, सिंपली आप स्केल व कागज रख के ऊपर का ये वाला पोर्शन हटा दीजिए रो एंड कलम को आप मिटा दीजिए. जो बचा रहेगा सिंपली स्ट्रेट वे यू कैन पुट इट प्लस सिंबल चेंज होता रहेगा. पहले तो प्लस होगा, देन माइनस, अगेन प्लस. नाउ तीसरा नंबर, सो फर्स्ट रो का तीसरा जो है थर्ड एलिमेंट दैट इज 1 3, ये आपको लिखना है. देन अगेन along with this आपको इसको रिमूव करना है temporarily. You have to remove it, and finally what are the remaining elements you can put it here within the lines. Then after that you can simply multiplying it, principal diagonal, product of this minus this करके जो भी आएगा whatever the value will give, that is your determinant of third order. सो सेकेंड ऑर्डर में तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. आई थिंक सेकेंड ऑर्डर तो सिंपली वो मल्टीप्लाई कर दो, खत्म. बट इन द थर्ड ऑर्डर यू हैव टू डू इट इन दिस वे. फर्स्ट यू टेक दिस एलिमेंट, देन आफ्टर दैट दिस एलिमेंट एंड थर्ड एलिमेंट बाहर आएगा. यू कैन पुट इट इन आउटसाइड एंड इनसाइड में आएगा. सो दैट वे यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड द. मैं आई नॉट गो थ्रू ऑल दिस थिंग डिटेल थ्योरी. आई थिंक यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड ऑल दिस थिंग्स. एग्जाम्पल में आते, जितना एग्जाम्पल देखेंगे उतना, if I show you more and more example, it will be more clear. In the case of minus, suppose you see in this case is a minus because you see the element is minus, so that's why it is coming. In this case, okay, so I just show you in case of it is minus. Along with the second column, suppose column wise also you can do it. First you see the row wise हमने किया, ये इधर में देखिए A11, A12 and A13 हमने row wise किया है. Row wise हमने, we have just follow the row wise and show the determinant. Now column wise भी, it is also possible through the column wise. Means A12, A22, A32. If we consider this through this element, also you can identify the determinant. Only you have to careful of the symbols. Here I can say you some of the symbols. What are the way? That is plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. Again it is plus, it is minus, it is plus. So it is a jet form, a zigzag form. Means it start from here, then coming to here, then again coming to here. So this is the way, it is a jet formation. Mein aapko, you have to careful about the sign also, because sign is very important. Now, if we consider the column wise, what will happen? The first column, the second column we have to consider, second column considering. So minus 1, 2. Now we can say, sir, from where the minus is coming? Because here as per the norms, as per the formula, minus is coming. Minus A12 is coming. How? Again I will go through this so that it will be more clear. Because here it is minus. Or otherwise in the pencil you can write plus, minus. Through this pencil you can write so that it will not be any mistake. So in this way, it is a minus. And then what are the remaining portions are coming? Then plus A22, and after that what are the portions are coming? Same formula. You have to row and column wise, you have to delete it, and what are the remaining portions? Then minus coming. Only the difference is when you are going through the column wise, you have to careful about the symbol, which symbol are coming. Otherwise, no problem. Now you see, simple. In the time of exam, normally are coming very simple things. Compute the determinants. That is all our question paper question questions. So compute the determinant. So simple thing. Determinant A, or otherwise you can write simply A, this thing also. So 3 into 6 minus 2 into 5, simply 28. So simply 2 lines, you will get 2 marks. There are 2 marks question. Now we can see another one. Compute the determinants. Alpha plus these things. You see, as I told you, matrix may be in the form of not only the numericals. It may be a symbol. It may be any characters. So if this type of things are coming, again you have to identify the determinant. So in this case, you see, this is iota beta. This small I stands for iota, which is the value of iota is root over -1. So we have to careful about it. If we square it up, so I square, then iota square is equal to -1. The root is there, so root means half, and if we squaring it, square is there, it is also square. So half into 2, so that means 2 into 2, 2 is already cancel each other. So ultimately it is coming -1. So when you square it up, it means that root, when you remove the root, 1 by 2 is coming into 2. Into 2 means square का 2, जो square का 2 है वो अपने आप कट जाता है. So -1 is remaining. So I square r is equal to -1. You know everything, but still I am telling you, those who are first time and very weak in math, so that's why I am telling all this. So iota is not a real number. Just to remember it, that I, it is not a real, it is an imaginary number. I is a imaginary number, not real number. Anyhow, so you have to multiply it as usual. For determining, you have to multiply minus, then you multiply this one. And what are the values coming? You see the -1 is coming, I square. So when the squaring the things, ultimately you see here the formula is there. That is a square plus b square formula is there. So if I square it off, then what happens? I square is goes off because it is a 1 only. Okay. So in this case, this is if we apply this formula, we will get it alpha square plus beta square plus gamma square and a square, whatever. So iota is already vanished because of squaring. Then another thing is compute the determinant of this x minus 1 and in the first row, and then 1, that second row is x to the power q, x square plus x plus 1. So you can simply multiply it. Then first one, in the bracket you can put x minus 1 in the bracket into, again it is in the bracket, x square plus x plus 1, then minus x cube, and you solve it. Then whatever the result will come in next things. So you can do it in your own. So in the next class tomorrow I will see if you face any problem to do it, I can do it. It is for your homework, you can see it. So you can note down right now. You can show me in tomorrow. Okay, I think now I can show you some other thing. Same thing, which I've already shown you. Same thing. Now it is a so many other formation is also there. This also I have shown you, this one, and this is another one, small thing, determinant. These all are small. Now we can do it. Simply it is a multiplication and minus what of the result coming. This one I'll be giving you the homework. No problem, you can do it. Simply you multiply it. It's already solved here, but still you have to do it in your own. Okay. Now here is another type of, this is all are in IGNU study material is also there. So we can do it. Simple thing, you multiply this one multiply this form. Now here you see this is basically algebra. You have to know the algebra. What are the formula is here? You simply you see the square it up. You should know the a minus b whole square formula, a square plus b square formula, a square minus b square formula. So you have to apply this formula, you can get it. Nothing else. There's nothing else. You see simply the formula you have to adopt it. Here you see this formula are already there. I just try to show you so that you can practice it yourself. Within a short time, I try to show you more and more solutions so that it will be it will build up your confidence. Okay. If I start doing, then it may get long. It will take a more long time. Maybe by the time 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I can solve one solution. But if we show you some of the solved equations and describe how it has come, it will be more beneficial. You will particular time you can see lot of 15 to 20 solutions, then it will be very easy to show you. And then practice is equal, because you see whatever the things I'm showing you, you have to do it in your own. If you stuck off, then we can discuss it. So another thing is you're calculating the cofactor, minor and cofactors. Minor and cofactor is nothing, simply the element 3. When you are considering the element 3, so what will be the minor? In this case, in place of 3, we can write A11. Means it is the first row, first column. Okay, is it not? So if we cross it out, though only 5 is coming. So correspondence to M11, if we see this only 5 is remain. So this is the determinant of 5. Otherwise you can see when you are considering the minor 3, means it is almost similar to the determinant only. So simply you have to cross it out and you have to cross it out. So which is the left out? Only 5. So you can write 5, 5. And determinant only 5 means 5. Because there is no multiplication, nothing. So same thing will come. Now consider the M21 means second row first column. That means second row first column. Which one is second row first column? Means -1. So minus 1 will come. Okay. No, sorry. Second row first column. This one. I'm sorry. Actually, M21 means second row. First is 2 means second row, and 1 is first column. So that means 2. M21 means 2. So if we consider it, so definitely 3 and 2 and 2 and 5 is vanished. So -1 will come. So only -1 is here. So if we determinate it, ultimately -1. Same thing. Similarly, C11. First column, C, the cofactor. Now it is a minor. Now you understand it. It is a minor. Now cofactor. Now we can see the difference. C11 means cofactor 1, this one. When you are considering this one, so it is coming plus -1, 1 plus. Actually, in this case, you see, other way you can also identify the cofactor. So again it is coming -1, but you see all the cases are -1 is coming, but here in this case is changing. First 1 plus 1, then 1 plus 2, next one, then 2 plus 1. In this case it is a 1 plus 1, it is 1 plus 2, then it is 2 plus 1, it is 2 plus 2 in this case. So all the time, based on this, your symbol will change. Otherwise, you can do, I can tell you another easy technique. If you confused here, so I can tell you, don't worry about these things. I can simply give a technique, because the cofactor, actually identify the cofactor. Here actually because the cofactor. So don't forget about the minor. We straightway cofactor, how to remember it. I will show you another example. Find the determinant of the. Another way you can evaluate the determinant by reducing process. In this case, you see some reducing process are there. That also you should know. 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 4, 6, 4, 5. Whatever the determinant is given, elements are given. So we have to identify the things. So in this case, what happened? You have to reduce. Means in this case, ultimately this formation has to be somewhere make it 0. You see 0. That I'm coming you. So to keep in mind how to make it 0, 1 or 2 at this, at least first row and second row, or in the bottom side, what are the side, you have to make it a 0 so that it will be reduced and you can identify the formation. So in this case, you see R3 means row 3 will be changed. R3 minus R2 means this row and this row to be minus, means minus. Then you will get the R3. So in this case, 6 minus 5. So 6 minus 5 is 1. So that see it is here is 1. This 1 is coming. Now you see 4 minus 6, because what are the way it is written, we have to calculate it this way also. R2, we are getting it. So R2 6 minus 4, so 2. So let's see, here 2 is there, yes 2. Now coming in again, R2 4 minus 5. So 4 minus 5 is minus 1, is it not? So let's see, is it minus 1 not? I think something is printing mistake. Minus is not there, no? I think some printing mistake is there. Anyhow, it should be, as per the rule, R2 minus is R2 minus R1 or something. This is 1. 4 minus 6 minus 1. I think it is some printing mistake is there. Anyhow, and parallelly, R3 minus R2. So R3 minus R2. So, oh, sorry. Actually, I am confused. Not this one. Sorry. This one. So R3 minus R2. First, we have to see R3 minus R1. So it should be 1, then minus 2, then 1. So let's see. 1 minus 2, 1. So it is correct. Now coming to see this one, R2 minus R1. R2 minus R1 in the case of this row. So 5 minus 4, 1. 6 minus 5, 1. And this is minus 2. So 1, 1, minus 2 in case of R2. Anyway, I think you can go through. This is a process actually. Make it 0 finally, but it's actually there are 2 steps are there. They are showing at a time 2, 3 steps. You can do it single. I think first you can do it this one. Then after that, what are the coming? Then you can do this one. Then it will be very. You can easily identify. So okay, let's see. Tomorrow I can elaborate. I can separately I can show you. Right now we can note down. I will show you all these things tomorrow in the class. Maybe it is little clumsy. See some other example. Here actually another thing is there. So that this determinant, these elements after the determinants are same, these things. So you have to, this type of questions is very easy because you know after the calculation it is your result basically. So how to achieve this thing, that is the way. When you achieve these things, your answer will be correct. So this part you take it left hand side and you have to prove it in the right hand side. So left hand side, whatever the things are there, you have to prove it. Okay. So this is the some formulas there, you have to add it and you have to, there is no thumb rules, you have to process things. Actually now you can ask me, sir, how do I know how to do? Because B minus A, C minus A, squaring all these things, you have to do it through this process. Because always you have to keep in mind in the right hand side, this type of things are there. C minus A, B minus A, C minus B. So you try to manipulate by reducing this formation should come. So if you practice it, then slowly you can get it, this type of formation. And slowly finally you can get it. Some simply algebra is there. Only once you get it, then simply you can multiply it and you slowly you can achieve this formation. You have to practice it, because I can tell you only the techniques and what is the idea. Because simply suppose this is the question, you don't know what to do. But if you keep it, you are looking in the right hand side, what should be the answer? So you can, how to make it this formation, because B minus A, C minus A, C minus B. If you keep it this formation, and how to do it, you may be add it, or you may be minus it some figures, then you have to calculate it. Then you can get it this formation. Here only the same thing they have done it to add it something by this process. Here is also another type of things. So here is also in the right hand side, this function 1 by A, 1 by B, 1 by C is there. So you have to keep in mind how to get it. So 1 by A, 1 by B, 1 by C. So definitely you have to do it something so that we can get it A, B, C, this formation. So simply you have to add it. So you see in this case what happened? Divided by A, divided by B, divided by C. So you can divide it here, then finally you can LCM, and this type of formation is there. And then after that, through this reducing process, and they are reaching there. Anyhow, it is a, I think the exam nowadays, this type of things are not coming, very simple things are coming. So don't worry about it. Simple things are required. And another thing, this type of things are coming collinear, means so all these points, determinant points, are collinear, the same plane. So that you have to prove it. For that you should know how to declare this. All these points are collinear. As per the rule, when the determinant of particular these points are 0, we can declare it as a 0. Means it's given a points are collinear. When this result determinant after the calculating, when you get it 0, means collinear. So you have to keep in mind to prove it the collinear. Suppose after the calculating, these points are not coming 0, some 5 is there or 6 is there, then you have to write it, the given points are non-collinear. It is not collinear. So it may not be all the time in the questions giving you the collinear and you are making a 0. No, if something is coming 5, 6, 2, whatever it is, then you have to write it. Even if it is a coming 0, then straight you have to write it, yes, it is collinear. Otherwise, you have to write it non-collinear. So I just try to show you the tips, but calculation part definitely you have to practice it, because it is nothing is new thing, nothing is different. Only you have to make it 0, this side or this side, where the convenient side you can make it 0. At the time of exam, students, these things, it may not be same thing. Some students are reducing in column wise, some students may take it a row wise. So it is by practice. Some of the students. So ultimately, if your result is 0, so you can say the collinear. So it is a by practice. You can see which are the way it is coming. Okay. So everybody will get a number. If you make it a 0 by reducing whatever the way, so no problem. So sometimes students are confusing. Sir, I have taken a row wise, but somebody has taken a column wise. But my this side is 0. Other students are this side is 0. So don't worry about it. So anyway, I can show you other things also. There's so many. Let's come to What is the time now? That is 9:11. Okay. So I have to quickly pass through this, then you can discuss. So determinant part is almost over. That is the whatever the numericals that I've shown you. Now coming to matrix. Here you see there are two matrices, x and y. Find x, y when these things are there. There are two matrices is equal to these things. Simply from equality of the matrix we have, you see when it is after the solving, if equality means x is equal to 2x plus y equality. Okay, so x we can consider this x and 2x is equal to 2x plus y, this thing, which because we have to identify the value. Okay, and another thing is y is equal to x minus y. So let's see. So after the solving, we can get is a x is equal to 0 or y is equal to 0. So we can say through this way you can also identify the value of x only. To find y and x, simply value we can identify. So it is nothing is there. Now another thing you see here in this following matrix, find out whether the matrix is symmetric or skewed symmetry, skewed symmetry. Now you see there are so many type of matrices are there. In the case of your transpose means you see the symbol. This is the A, this is the matrix, and that is the transpose signature. I mean A dash, or you can say A T, small t. You can write in the small t, transpose. This is a transpose, means the row and column interchange. Now you see 2, 2, and here is 2, 6. If we change it, again the same thing is coming, because you see in this there are no changes. If we transpose it, so 2 and 2 in the column, suppose there is a row. This row is there, you convert in a column. So 2 and 2 in the row, if we put in the column in 2 and 2. And again the second row, you convert in a column, so 2, 6, again 2, 6. So same thing. After the transpose also, it is coming the same. So we can say it is a equal to whatever the matrix, it is the same thing. After the transpose also the same thing. So we can write A is a symmetric matrix when there is a no change, symmetry. Suppose for example, here is 3, 2, 3 and 2, 6. Then it will be changes. Because in the 2, 3 means you can write here 2 and 3, and it is 2 and 6, 2 and 6. So because it is not the same, not A. But here fortunately, whatever the elements are coming, if you interchange it, same are coming. So you can say it is symmetric. Otherwise, if it is not symmetric, you have to write it is not symmetric, non-symmetric, or it is not a symmetric matrix. You have to write it. So here actually the catch point is how to transpose. Transpose is simply row and column interchange. That you have to keep in mind. In this case, if it is a minus, you see after the transpose, you see whatever the things are coming, here actually symbol has changed after the transpose. 0, 3, 0, 3, minus 3, 0, minus 3, 0. What the way I am just changing my cursor, you just follow my cursor. What the way I am changing? 0, 3 means 0, 3, that row converted in column, and minus 3, 0 converted in column. But here in this case, minus A is coming because the minus 3, and here minus 3 is this side. So in the top, if we consider it this way, in the time of determinant, so we can get it minus sign is there. So we can say it is a skew matrix. Here another example is there. 0, -1, -3, -1, 0, sorry, 1, 0, 5. Then in this case, 1, 0, 5. Here is -3, -5, 0, -3, -5, 0. So again it is a minus, it means similar but minus is there. Again we can declare is a skewed symmetry. A and B obtained in the product. How to product two matrices? In this case, see, there is a one matrix, there is another matrix. How to multiply these things? That is, you have to see it. A and B. So row multiply in the column 2 into 3 plus then 3 into 2 and then 7 into -7. You see here, row will be, what are the row? That is multiply by column. You have to write it. Again you take it as second row and multiply in the second column. So in this case, first row, first column, this portion. Then first row, second column, here is the 2 into 0, 3 into 5, 7 into 7. So this part is also over. Now coming to here. Now taking this one, -1 into 3, 5 into 2, 5 into -1. So it is coming here. Similarly again, this row and the second column, whatever the thing. Then after that simply addition, simple addition is there and you can get it the value. So this is simple thing. How to product of AB, you should know. Now in this case you see there are one column matrix and that is one column row. How to multiply it? Here you see 1 into 3, then 2 into 5, 1 into 3, then 1 into 5. You see there the position is here. So first 1 into 3 here, then 1 into 5 here, then 1 into -2 is here. Then again take it 2. 2 into 3, and 2 into 5, and 2 into -. So if you see it, it is very easy. Only you have to remember it. Row, what are the column element, and in the row element, how to multiply it. Then you get a different matrix. So we can say A into B, this is a different matrix. How to multiply in different row and matrix. So we can go through this, and there are similar things. You can now we can do it. If any problem, we can discuss. No problem. Particular things. I can show you some of the important. Find the inverse of A. Now you see in this case, find the inverse. Suppose there are matrices given -3, 5, 2, 4. So how to calculate it? First of all, you have to identify the determinant and cofactors also. So determinant is, as you know, simply multiplication of this and multiplication of the minus these things. So you can get the determinant -3. In this case, you see -3 into 4, -3 into 4. Plus 5 into -2. Actually, here something is wrong because here should be minus symbol should be there and 5 into 2. But that means this minus symbol should be here only outside because there is no minus symbol and anyhow the result is same. because now it is a minus 10 and it is a minus 12. So ultimately minus 22, the value is correct. But here actually the presentation is wrong, because here actually symbol should come minus. As we know, the principal diagonal, multiplication of principal diagonal minus of diagonal, minus. So minus symbol should be here and in between. So wrongly printed, that minus symbol should be coming out. So determinant is calculated. Now we have to cofactor. Now in this case, cofactor is 4 is written, after the formula is written is A11, that is 4 here. Then minus 5, second, 112. Sorry, this one, that is 2. So this is your adjoint A is coming off. Adjoint A, after the transpose, you see the value is changes and coming. This is the formula. A inverse is equal to 1 by determinant and adjoint A by the cofactor. After finally you have to identify the cofactor and then transpose it, and you will get it. Okay, I can show you another example. Okay, here it is. You see simply 2, 0, 1. This is the one of the matrices given. First you determinant. First you identify the determinant. That is 2. 2 is outside, and your 5 into 1, that is 5, minus 6. So ultimately minus 1. Actually, this is straightaway given. At the time of exam, you can do it as per your own. You can put another line to put a bar, and you can take it, then minus 1, then 0, minus 1, 1, 2, then you can calculate. So ultimately it is coming 3. Determinant is coming 3. So adjoint is, now you identify the cofactor. Here actually this person's cofactor is how much? Again it is a minus 1, because if you multiply it, it is coming minus 1. Cofactor of minus 1, in this case it is cross this one and this one. So ultimately then it is a minus 2. The cofactor of minus 1, if you cross it, and 5 is 0, 5, so 1 minus 1 is 2, it is coming minus 2. Then 3, so the 0, and this is minus 1 into 1, minus 1, but this position is already a minus, so it is coming 1. I can do tomorrow, I do one thing, I can expand it and do in my handwritten, and I show you, okay? Because there are some of the steps are not there. Maybe some of the students may confused. So I think I will go elaborate it, how it has come. Okay. Then finally, this is the formula, and it is coming like this way. There are so many things are there. I think straightway I can show you. Another process, is all are inverse. It is also inverse, and just try to skip it up because the inverse process, so many examples are. Now the grammar rules is also important. Grammar rules. Here some equation is given. Okay, by the time if anybody wants to say something, hello, people are here or not? As for the question 66. People are listening or not? Because no response,
Yes,
no.
we are here.
Sir.
Yes, sir, we are here.
It is interesting or not? You are getting or not? Actually, your time in my time should be valued, na? It is understandable. I mean, what the way I am saying, it is clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, all clear.
Okay. So now you see, it is also interesting. It is very easy also. Grammar rules. There are 3 equations that are given. Through this equation, 2x plus 3y minus z 5, 3x 2y plus z 10, whatever the values are given. Here you see some of the known values. Some elements are just 2, 3. If nothing is there, you can consider it as a 1. Suppose the x is there, na? Nothing is there in the front, so you can consider it as a 1. And some of the x, y, z value we don't know. Okay. Through these grammar rules, it is also in the form of matrix, we have to identify the value of x, y, z. That is the ultimate aim. Ultimate aim is we have to identify the value of x, y, z. Okay. Now 2x plus 3y minus z is equal to 5. 3 equations are there. We can write it, we can take it out only the elements, because you see the 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and the second column 3, 2, minus 5, 3, 2, minus 5, and the third is z is minus 1, 1, and 3z. Minus 1, 1, 3, 3. So that we have taken it from this equation only. So you take the element parts and solve the determinant. So you can see here the determinant, how it has come. Again, it is a short way it has given, but at the time of exam, you have to do it total. You take it to, then take it in the bracket this way. But the way actually I told you. Don't do it straight away, then there will be chances of mistake. Here 11, 2 is okay, then 11, how it has come? Simply you have to multiply it. 2 into 3, 6, minus 5. So again, another minus is there. So plus, so 6 plus 5, 11. So now it is 11. Similarly, it is a minus 3. How it has come the 8? 8 means cross this one. So 3 into 3, 9, minus 1. So 8 is coming. In this case, minus 1. How minus 17 has come. How it has come? So you can remove this row, this column, and this column. Within this, you can multiply it. This is minus 15 and minus 2. So minus 15 and minus 2 is minus 17. So ultimately, you see it is a 15. So 15 is coming. Now we can question it, sir, why it is not equal to? Means determinant of this equation, 3 equation, considering 3 equation, linear equation, we are getting a 15. Means value will be here. We can get it some value. If it is a 0, then it is very difficult to get it out the figure. So it is a linear equations, and determinant is some value is there. So we can go ahead. We can get a good solution. Okay, that I will tell you later on. Now, D1, D2 and D3. Now question is, this is determinant. D1 is also determinant. D2 is also determinant. And D3 is also determinant. But value is changes. How? Now here you can see it. If you change this column 2, 3, 1 and put the value of 5, 10, 0 here, means we remove the 2, 3, 1 and put the value of 5, 10, 0. These two columns are remain same. You make a different determinant, that is G1, and you calculate it, it will be 5. So, for example, that let's see how it has come. We can remove it. Now it is a 5. Instead of 2, it is 5, it is 10, and it is 1. So, 5, then multiplication of this, what are the values coming? Then minus this value will not change, it's the same, but here the values has changed. So ultimately it will come to 5. You can do it. What are the way I'm telling you? You can make a different determinant, this type of this color. Now it is D. You can D1 is equal to make 5, 10, 0 first row, the first column. Then these two columns, same thing. And you try to identify the value, how it has come. You see, definitely it will come the 5. Now D2, another determinant, D2. So that case, you can keep it same. 2, 3, 1 will be same. 2 means second column you change it. So 3, 2, minus 5, you change it. 5, 10, 0 you can put it here. And third column is remain same. And again you calculate it. Definitely it will come 10. Now coming to determinant 3, means last column. And last column again 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 5 will be same. You change it, minus 1, 1 and minus and 3, you change it and put it 5, 10, 0. Then you again derive the determinant. Then you will get the 0. So this is the way you can ultimately what happened from this solution equation. One, the main determinant. Then after that, another 3 determinant. One by one you replace it and you get another. So total 4 determinant you get it. One is the principal determinant, and there's the new determinant you are coming. So the system is unique solution you can write. So that is the way you can do it. Now it has shows here also. Now 5, 10, 0, 3, 2, minus 5, minus 1, 1, 3. As I told you. So this is your value has changed. It has replaced. And finally, 15 is coming. D1. Forget about the nx. You can write it dx, dy. The n actually some confusion. You can write dy dx or d1, d2, and d3. So it is a 15. As I have seen, there is a 15. Ten 0. Let's see how much it is coming. 15, 30, then 45. So after the replacing, the value will come this thing. Okay. Now the formula is x. Now ultimately we have to identify the x. X is equal to nx by d is 1. Nx, how much it is coming? Let it be considered nx, or otherwise you can put a dx. 15 is coming. So 15 by D. Original D is how much? 15. Because original D is coming as per our 15. Okay. So that is 1. Now NY by T, that is a 30 by 2. So 30 by 15, so 2. And this is a 45 by 15, so 3. So value is X value is 1, Y is 2, and Z is 3. This is your answer. So in the Camar rule, what happened? Simply you have to interchange the value of numerical value. This value you have to change it and identify the things. 5, 10, 0. You can change it and you can get a 3. Okay, I think another, I can show you some other. Better I can show you my handwritten. Yeah, there is also some exam paper, something like this. Find the inverse of the matrix. Okay. So now you see, this is the formula I have written just so that you can understand easily. If it is coming the exam, this type of things, first of all, you just try to remember your formula. A inverse is equal to adjoint A divided by your determinant. Now considering this formula, first you identify the determinant. So determinant very easy, simply 1, you have to write it. Then you cross it over. What are the remaining? 3, 1, 1, 1. Then minus 2. Then cover it up. The 2 minus 1, 1, 1 is coming. Then plus 5. Then 2, 3, minus 1 is coming. So after the calculation, now we get it 21. Again, it is not equal to 0. So 21, we are getting as per the formula bottom portion, that is the determinant. One part we have calculated 21. Now we have to calculate adjoint A. As soon as we calculate the adjoint A, we can divide it. So ultimately we can get it the inverse. So now for that, cofactor is required. So find the cofactors for all the elements of A. 1, 2, 5, whatever the things. These are 9 elements you see. So there should be 9 cofactors. 9 cofactors should be there. So first is A11. So again, this portion will be there. And you have to calculate it, multiply, then it will be 2. Then A12, that means 2. So I am written in that way, A11, A12, A13. You see the underline. I am giving some small underline so that this is the first element, second element, A12, and third element. Okay. What is the difference between calculating the determinant and cofactor? You see, at the time of determinant, so whatever the element also coming in the outside, 2 coming in the outside, is it not? You see the coming in the outside. But in case of cofactor, nothing is coming. You see the element are not coming, only the inside portion is there. That is the difference. At the time of determinant, you have to take it out, the element also, and after that, what are the coming? But in this case, you see, there is only the inside. There is no outside elements are there. That only things. So then again, 2, 3, 1. So A21, A22, A33. Simply, suppose 81. How it has come 2, 1 and 5, 1? Simply, in this case, 2. But 2 are actually are not written because we are calculating the cofactors. 2 we have not write it. We just delete it delete it. So 2511. So 2511 is coming. So this is the way I have calculated. So value is coming 2, 3, 3. What are the values coming? So there are 9 values are coming. 1, 2, 3. Second row, 1, 2, 3. Third row, this is the way 9 elements, new elements are coming. You can see the part cofactor. This is the cofactor. Okay. And here another thing is interesting. Symbol is changing. You see, first is plus, then minus, then plus, then minus. Here actually, why it is not minus? Because it is already minus. So minus plus plus. Then plus, then minus. Then it should be plus, but value is coming minus 13. So we have to, what are the things are coming, you have to write it. That's why you see I have written the value first minus. First you can do it. Cofactor, what are the things are coming? You can write first plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. That symbol which I have put it in the bracket, actually it will come like this. And inside, after the calculation, whatever the things are coming, you can put in another bracket. Then you don't confused. This bracket minus is coming as per the rules, and this minus is coming because of this multiplication. So then you see minus minus the plus plus. What is the coming? Okay. In the case of plus, no problem. But where the 2 minus is coming, that you have to calculate. Then we are getting the value. Now you see adjoint. When you are taking telling you the adjoint is nothing. What are the cofactors? Transpose it. Means you see this row wise now. 2, minus 3, and 5. It is a row wise. 2, minus 3, 5 row wise. Here is 3, 6, minus 3 row wise. Minus 13, 9, minus 1 row wise. But it is not a adjoint. This is adjoint. When we transpose it, then automatically here in this what happened? 2, minus 3, 5 changes. Now it is column. 3, 6, minus 3. Earlier it is row, now it is column. Minus 13, 9, minus 1, now it is column. So ultimately, whatever the rows, now it has changed as a column. So this part is, now this is, we can call it adjoint A. Adjoint A is equal to this. Okay. How it has, how we are getting here? Based on these transpositions. What are the cofactors coming? That we just change it and we can get it. So now you see in the formula, in the inverse formula, top portion is adjoint A, bottom is determinant. So now both the things we are achieved. Okay, adjoint A we get it, and determinant earlier we have 21 already come 21. Okay, here. So simply 1 by 21. So we can get it. Same thing, we can multiply it. Simply multiply it. What are the values is coming? This, or you can keep it in the exam this way. That's all. So your answer is here. Finish. So you'll get a 5 marks or 10 marks. So what we did it in the inverse, suppose it is coming in the exam, what we will do? First you see it is a fine inverse. As soon as it is a inverse, so that formula you should keep it in mind. Okay, that A inverse is adjoint A and A. So these two parts you have to derive it. First you calculate the determinant, then you find out the adjoint A, how? Cofactor. Only thing, during the cofactor, you don't write the element in the outside. The determinant, we are writing the outside, the value, element, but in the cofactor, you have to not writing the elements, only the inside values. Here actually you have to careful about the symbols, plus minus, whatever it is. Then whatever the you are getting the adjoint A, whatever the value, you transpose it, and finally you have put it here, cross multiplication, and your answer is okay. So I think it is now clear now. Now the last example I want to show you. Then maybe in this case you see there are some equations as given. I'm just go to the grammar rules. Here you see whatever the inverse and grammars, you have to calculate the determinations. First you determinant you have to calculate it. Now you understand how to calculate the determinant that you know. At the time of determinant, you see the value element is also coming in the outside. Okay, so you have calculate the determinant. Now grammar rules is saying D, okay, that minus 16 is coming. Now another new D, D1. That D1, how it has come? You see here what are the changes? 0, 1, 0 is not here. But 6, 6, minus 3 is there, showing 10, 10, 1 is also here. So only change is first column, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 5. From where it has come? 2, 3, 5. You can see the solution equation 2, 3, 5. So we can take a loan, we inherit this value and put it here. So new determinant we have to identify. Fortunately, the same minus 36. Here is also minus 36. Let it be no problem. So D1 is now minus 36. Similarly, D2. So D2 is another new determinant we have to identify. You see in this case 0, 1, 0 is same. Only the middle column has changed. 2, 3, 5. 2, 3, 5 is here and 10, 1. So changes. So now middle column has changed by this value which in the question paper is given 2, 3, 5 a change. So now again the determinant formula we get it the value of D2 48. So now 48 you are getting the 48 value. Now we calculate the D3 last one. You see the first and second column is same, third column has changed. 2, 3, 5 has come. And after the calculation, fortunately it is again minus 36. Same value is coming. Now simple thing. So y1, y2, y3, y1, y2, y3, why it is y1, y2, why not x, y, z? Just be careful about the here the equation y1, y2, y3, y1, y2, y3, y1, y2, y3. So आप गलती से भी x, y, z मत लिखिएगा क्योंकि कुछ स्टूडेंट्स सोचा होगा दे दो जो x, y, z निकालना है. But you see the equation में there are three things, y1 different, y2 different, y3 different, तीनों unknown है. So आपको उस हिसाब से accordingly you have to write it, you have to identify it. So y1 you have to find out how d1 by d. d1 the new determinant minus 6 और जो original determinant निकाला था that is minus 6. So कट के हो गया 1. Now it is only 1. Similarly y2 d2 by d, d2 48 you have to calculate 48 minus 36. Minus 36 तो सब का नीचे आएगा because d is common. d ये तो common for all. Only d1, d2 and d3 has changed. So now the value is coming 1, minus 1.33 and 1. So in the last you have to write it y1 is equal to this, y2 is equal to this and y3 this. This is the solution of a given system equation. So this is the way grammar rule is over. So I think today I try to finish it up here only. So So unit 1 and unit 2, I try to cover up your what are the syllabus are here. Now you have to practice it. You have to practice, and if any doubt, if you stuck up somewhere, okay, then you can think. Another thing, I can give you some homework for tomorrow. You can write down the last question, last year questions. Last year means अभी जो एग्जाम हुआ था just December 2021 मार्च में जो एग्जाम हुआ था मार्च अप्रैल में. So you can find the inverse matrix. A is equal to, you can if you want to see, you can note down A is equal to in bracket 1 2 5 row wise 2 3 1 and minus 1 1 1. ये आपका 5 ना पड़ता है. अभी inverse matrix आप लोगों ने सीख गया. Now you can learn, you can do the inverse matrix, you can do it, and tomorrow you tell me the result. Tomorrow, let's see how much people can do it, how much students can give a good right answer. Okay, so I am trying to emphasize chapter unit wise what type of question are coming. So I hope you can do it, no problem. Simply A inverse is equal to adjoint A divided by determinant A. वही आपको यहीं से निकालना है, or you can do it. So 5 marks. So tomorrow, as at the latest questions, you can, let's see. Okay. So agree, everybody is agree. Tomorrow I have to give me na.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So you can do more exercise also from the different question papers. Now I can stop sharing and coming to in front of you, and let's see attendance already here. So tell me if anybody, another 4 or 5 minutes are there. If any doubts, you tell me. People are writing the name and roll number. Attendance is already there, no? Attendance is automatically auto mode. So I think you have to LMS portal have to write it, no? I don't know. Okay. Any question? If any doubts, tell me. Determinant is clear now.
Yes, sir.
Matrices is also clear now.
Yes, sir.
And how to identify the determinant, that also you have discussed.
Yes,
Type of determinant from the your inverse matrix and your reducing grammar rules. So this is the way things, and what are the type of question also we have discussed. So I hope you can do it, no problem. Some practice is required because if you practice it, then chances of mistake will be less. Otherwise वो प्लस माइनस में गड़बड़ हो जाता है. Any question? Anybody? अभी टुडे क्लासेस में अभी जो मैंने व्हाट अबाउट द आई हैव डिस्कस, एनी डाउट, इट इज क्लियर 100%?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
So from this chapter 2 question will come in the exam. Determinant and matrix. Tomorrow is also a matrix, another matrix is there, little higher matrix, matrix 2. We have to discuss more examples. So determinant and matrix coming आज का tomorrow दो भी क्लास होगा. 10 to 15 marks in your pocket if you practice it. Only 4 or 5 examples is sufficient, different type. That way we can go further. Other so many chapters are there, so don't hurry. Only things you just listen my what are the lectures, what are the tips I'm giving, how to calculate it, which are the area to be noted, that you have to calculate during the calculations. Further, if any doubts, I am here. Tomorrow is also there. Anybody can ask me. No problem. So, shall I close down the session?
Yes, sir.
If no question are there,
Yes, sir.
okay. So tomorrow again we can meet the same time. Okay. So two question I am giving for the homework. And, okay. So okay, all the best, and thank you very much
Thank
for
you, sir.
listening.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Actually,
sir.
adding me.
Thank you very much. Good night, sir.
Sir,
Shubhratri, sir.
sir,
Good night.
so can you please share the PDF in our WhatsApp group?
If anybody problem to I think Hindi or English, I think what are the way you can, because some of the students are from the outside Kashmir or somewhere, so that's why I'm trying to speak in English only. So if anybody if feel, sir, please repeat in Hindi, then also I can do it, no problem. Okay. If anybody not understanding the
Sir.
clearly, okay. So okay, I can stop the recording right now, and almost over. So attendance is also over. So now I can.
Sir, Akash has something to say.
आकाश कुछ कहना चाहते हो? आकाश बोलो.
Sir,
Akash,
can you share the
मेरा
PDF? Sir, can you share the PDF with us in our WhatsApp chat?
No, it is already recording, na. So that video will be uploaded. No problem. In the
No, sir,
in
the
the
videos
portal
of
you can
eco
get.
and sir, the videos of eco if it page and the BCS they're not been uploaded in YouTube. So, ma'ams are
Okay. Now, if it
contacting
is
with
so,
us.
then no problem. No problem. You can WhatsApp me and or mail me, whatever your mail ID. I can send it, no problem. So no
Okay,
problem.
sir.
Okay.
So actually,
Then
someone
WhatsApp me.
given the WhatsApp group link in the chat box. That's why I'm telling you that to join the group, and that will be very easy to us to access the PDF.
Have you made some chat group also?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
sir.
already made. We have shared the link in chat. If possible for you, please join it. It will be better. Like you will be able to share
Okay,
to
somebody
mass
can
people.
add me, no problem. I just giving you my mail ID number, or you can mail me also.
That will be great, sir. Can you please share your number?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I just giving you my mail ID also, so that you can. Okay, so now you can add it, then accordingly I can WhatsApp you in the group itself, or otherwise I mail you. No problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Anything else?
No, sir.
So somebody can add me, no problem, because okay, somebody can add me in the group. So okay, good night, all the best.
Okay, sir. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night, sir. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye.